everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are diving deep into Feng Shui.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about this one. It's one of those things that's always sort of been on my radar, but I haven't ever really looked into it that much. So I've got a couple articles pulled up that we're going to dig into today.
Okay.
And yeah, we're going to see what kind of practical advice we can take away from it.
Awesome.
And maybe implement some of this stuff into our own lives.
Yeah, sounds good.
Feng Shui. Like
Yeah.
centuries old practice, right?
It's a really, really old practice.
Okay.
I mean, you probably hear Feng Shui and you kind of instantly think like wind and water.
Right.
Like that's what it translates to.
Interesting.
Which is really cool because it kind of gives you that idea of like energy flowing.
Oh, yeah.
And like kind of moving through these spaces.
Right. Just like a current.
Yeah, exactly.
Energy. Is that what they call like chi?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Chi is like that vital life force that is present in literally everything. You can almost think about it like your breath or like your circulation.
Okay.
It needs to be moving freely, but not in a chaotic way.
Right.
So Feng Shui really kind of helps us to understand how our surroundings can promote or hinder that healthy flow of energy.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. And so it's not really about like making things look pretty. It's about like how it makes us feel.
Exactly.
You know, so like prosperity, health, and happiness, like the articles say.
Exactly.
Have you ever like walked into a beam and just felt instantly at ease?
Oh my God. Yeah, all the time.
Or like the opposite, like walked in and felt kind of tense or drained?
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's Chi.
Really?
Yeah, that's that inaction. Think about it, like even in your home.
Oh, okay.
Are there certain rooms that you're just drawn to or you just feel like more relaxed or more energized in?
Interesting.
Like chances are there's Feng Shui principles happening there.
I like it. Okay, so the article mentions like things like furniture arrangement colors.
Yeah.
And even like natural elements, like all of that can influence the flow of chi. And it also talks about clutter disrupting that flow.
Yeah, clutter is like a big no-no in Feng Shui.
Oh, no. I've got a lot of clutter.
I think we all do.
Okay, well, good thing we're doing this deep dive.
Yeah.
Maybe we get some tips.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk about this too, yin and yang.
Yes.
Because I've always kind of been interested in that. You always see the symbol.
Yes, the symbol's so popular.
Right, exactly. But like, what does it actually mean in terms of like Feng Shui?
Right.
It's not just like opposites, right?
No, it's way deeper than that.
Oh,
It's really about like like yin and yang are interdependent.
okay.
They're always working together.
Interesting.
It's about finding that balance.
Okay.
You know, the article gives the example of pairing soft lighting, which is yin,
Okay.
with more structured design, which is yang,
Hmm.
to create a space that's both relaxing and motivating,
I see.
you know? So it's not about one being better than the other. It's about how they work together.
Yeah, I like that. It's like, you know, finding that sweet spot where you can both unwind and get things done.
Yes.
Okay, I'm thinking about my home office now.
Yeah.
Like, how can I make that, you know, strike that balance a little bit better?
Totally.
Okay.
It's in every aspect of life, not even just spaces.
Right.
Think about like work-life balance.
Oh, yeah.
Or even like setting goals that, you know, push you but are sustainable.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the 5 elements.
Yes.
This is where it gets a little more complex than just like earth, wind, and fire.
Right. In Feng Shui, we're talking about wood, fire, earth, metal, and water.
Okay.
Each one has a unique energy and symbolism.
Okay.
And they all interact in really cool ways.
Oh, wow.
Like it's almost a language you can use to like understand the energy of your space and enhance it.
Oh, that's so cool. A language of energy. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's break it down one at a time.
Okay.
First up is wood, which represents growth and vitality.
Yes.
I'm already thinking about all the plants I need to get.
Plants are fantastic. They're perfect for that. They bring that vibrancy and that sense of renewal.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to just be plants.
Okay.
Think about like wood furniture,
Yeah.
green color palettes, or even like artwork that depicts nature.
Okay, so it's like tapping into nature,
Yes, exactly.
like bringing that energy into your space.
Yeah, like picture a sun-drenched forest.
Oh, yeah.
Like good chai is flowing there.
I like that. Okay, what about fire?
Ooh, fire.
It's got to be more than just candles and fireplaces, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Fire is like passion, transformation, and that spark of inspiration.
Mhm.
It's like warmth, enthusiasm, and taking action. Think about like a crackling fire. It draws people together.
Oh, yeah.
There's a sense of community there and excitement.
Okay, so how does that translate into like a space?
You know, fireplaces are great,
Sure.
but even pops of like red and orange,
Okay,
like those bright colors can really add that fire element.
that's cool. So it doesn't have to be like overwhelming.
No, not at all. Even a single piece of artwork or like a brightly colored throw pillow.
Okay.
Like think about where you need that boost.
Mm.
Maybe your office needs a little fire energy.
Yeah, to spark that creativity.
Yeah.
I like that. Or let's ground things a bit with earth.
Okay.
What kind of energy does earth bring into a space?
Earth is all about stability grounding and that feeling of being like nurtured and supported.
Okay.
Think about standing barefoot on the earth.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's very calming and centering.
It is.
So you can bring that into your home.
Okay. More plants.
Plants definitely have an earthy quality.
Mm-hmm.
But think about like natural materials like stone or clay.
Okay.
Earthy color palettes.
So like browns and yellows.
Yeah, browns, yellows, terracotta.
Okay.
Even like square and rectangular shapes. Those embody that earth element too.
Interesting.
So think about those in your furniture.
I like it. Okay, what about metal? I'm curious how that element translates into this.
Oh, metal is fascinating. It's clarity, precision, and focus. Think about the sharpness of a sword or like the clean lines of a sculpture. It brings a sense of structure and discipline.
So metal is like for organization and efficiency.
Yes, like a home office or a study space.
Right, right. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And the last element, water.
Water.
I'm guessing this one is all about like calm and tranquility.
Yes. Flow, adaptability, and emotional balance. It's very soothing. Think about like listening to running water or gazing out at like a calm lake.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Yeah, very introspective.
So how do we bring that into our spaces?
Well, you can do it literally with like a water feature.
Oh, like a fountain?
Yeah, a fountain or like an aquarium.
Okay.
But you can also do like reflective surfaces like mirrors or like flowing shapes in your furniture and decor.
Oh, cool.
And those calm color palettes like blues and greens.
I like it. Sounds very serene and peaceful.
It is.
Okay, so we've covered all 5: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water.
We did it.
Amazing how each one like brings a unique energy to the space, but they don't exist in isolation, do they?
Right. The article talks about how they can actually support or weaken each other.
Really?
Yeah, depending on how they're combined.
Oh, what?
For example, water nourishes wood, but fire can overpower water.
Oh, that's interesting.
It's like a little ecosystem.
Wow, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just about adding a bunch of random elements. It's about understanding like how they all work together.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm already starting to think about how I can apply this in my own home.
Yeah.
What do you think we should dive into next?
I think it's time to move on to those practical tips you mentioned earlier.
Oh, yes.
Like, how can we actually use this stuff to enhance our spaces?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I am ready to get practical.
Me too.
Because we've talked about all this like theory and like the elements and chi flow and stuff.
Right.
But now, like, how do we actually apply this knowledge to our lives?
You're right.
Like, how can we make actual changes?
Yeah. Yeah. And remember, it doesn't have to be like this huge overhaul.
Yeah.
Even small intentional changes can make a big difference.
Okay, good.
You know, and the article had a bunch of great tips. And one that stood out to me was creating clear pathways.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so this is like about more than just tripping over clutter.
Exactly. It's about letting that qi flow freely throughout your entire space. Think of it like a river.
Okay.
If there's obstacles blocking the way, the water gets all backed up and stagnant.
That makes sense.
So it's the same with energy.
So no more piles of stuff blocking the doorways or walkways.
Ideally, no.
Okay.
But take a look at like the flow of movement in your home.
Okay.
Is there anything that feels like blocked or cramped? Maybe it's like a piece of furniture that's awkwardly placed, or hallways that are cluttered with like shoes and bags.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You know.
I am so guilty of the shoe pile. Okay, so clear pathways, got it.
Yes.
What about, the article also mentions like incorporating natural elements.
Yes.
Love that idea.
Yeah, it's like bringing a bit of the outdoors in.
Right, exactly. And plants are like a big part of that, right?
Oh, yeah. Plants are super powerful in Feng Shui.
Okay.
They literally bring life force into your space.
Right.
They represent growth, vitality, abundance. Plus, they purify the air.
Oh, yeah. That's an added bonus for sure.
Hey,
There's just something so calming and like grounding about being surrounded by nature.
Totally.
Even just like looking at a plant can like help me feel more centered and at ease. You know?
Yeah, it's true. Like our connection to nature is so important for well-being. And Feng Shui like recognizes that you can bring in other natural elements too.
Like what?
Like stones, crystals, or even just a small water fountain.
Oh, I like that.
It's all about creating that balance and harmony.
What about color?
Ooh, yes.
I know like different colors can evoke different emotions.
Total.
Does Feng Shui have anything to say about like color choices?
Absolutely. So remember how we talked about the 5 elements?
Yes.
Each element is associated with a specific color.
Oh, good.
So, for example, if you want to create like a calming space,
Mm-hmm.
you might incorporate more like blues and greens.
Which element is that?
That's the water element.
Oh, water. Okay.
Yeah, so think about like where you might use those colors.
Okay.
Your bedroom maybe, or the bathroom.
Right. Places where you want to relax.
Exactly.
Okay. So blues and greens for relaxation. What if I want to boost my creativity
Ooh.
or like my energy levels? What colors would be good for that?
Ooh. You might want to bring in some fire.
Fire. Okay.
Yeah, reds and oranges, those are really energizing and stimulating.
Okay.
Perfect for spaces where you need a little motivation boost.
So like maybe a splash of red in my home office
Yes.
to help me
Yes.
get those creative juices flowing.
Exactly.
But, we've talked about how balance is key. So I'm guessing you wouldn't want to like go overboard with any one color.
Right, exactly. You want to create a harmonious blend that supports your overall well-being.
Mm-hmm.
Too much red, for example, could feel kind of overwhelming.
Right. Too stimulating.
Yeah, or anxiety-provoking.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
It's all about finding that sweet spot.
Yes.
Okay, I'm already feeling inspired,
Me too.
like to make some algaes.
Yeah.
But what about for people who live in like small apartments
Right.
or like don't have a lot of control over their environment?
Mm-hmm.
Can they still benefit from this?
Absolutely. Feng Shui isn't just about your physical space.
Okay.
It's also about your mindset and intention.
Okay.
So even if you can't like make big changes,
Mm-hmm.
you can still shift the energy of your space
Okay.
through like smaller adjustments and like mindful practices.
Okay. So what are some of those like smaller adjustments we can make?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like decluttering or rearranging furniture.
Yes, those are great places to start.
Okay.
Decluttering is like a foundational principle in Feng Shui.
Hmm.
It's about clearing out the old to make space for the new.
Okay.
And we've already talked about furniture placement
Mm-hmm.
and how that can enhance the flow of qi.
Right. So maybe instead of like buying a whole new sofa,
Yeah,
I could just try rearranging what I already have.
exactly. And remember, intention is key here
Okay.
as you're making these adjustments. Like, focus on the energy you want to bring in.
Okay.
Like, visualize that feeling of harmony and balance.
I love that. It's like you're putting your own energy into it.
Exactly.
Thank
So
you.
remember how each element corresponds to different areas of your life.
Oh, right. Yes.
So if you're looking to enhance a certain area,
Okay.
like your career or relationships,
Mm-hmm.
you can incorporate those elements
Oh, that's so
that
good.
correspond to those areas.
So like if I'm feeling stuck in my career, I might want to focus on wood,
Yes,
which is growth and new beginnings.
exactly.
And then if I want to work on relationships, I can focus on water.
Yeah, which is connection and flow.
I love it. So it's like giving those areas of your life a little boost.
Exactly, and you can do it in subtle ways,
Yep.
like adding a piece of wood furniture to your office
Okay.
or incorporating more blue tones in your bedroom.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh. There's so much potential with Feng Shui.
I know.
It's not just decorating. It's like aligning your space with your intentions
Yes,
and goals.
precisely, and that brings us back to that idea of intentional living.
Right.
Feng Shui is about creating a space that supports you,
Mm-hmm.
nourishes you, and helps you thrive.
Yes.
It's about making those conscious choices
Yeah.
about your environment
Mm-hmm.
and understanding the impact it has on your well-being.
I love that. It's so empowering
It is.
to know that we can like shape our environment and then that shapes our experiences.
Yes. And that's a really powerful takeaway for our listeners.
Yes.
You don't have to be like a Feng Shui master
Right.
to make positive changes.
Small changes can make a big difference. All right. I think we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
We've talked about like the core concepts, the 5
yeah.
elements, chi flow, and even like practical tips.
Mm-hmm.
But before we wrap things up, is there anything else that we should touch on?
I think it's important to acknowledge that Feng Shui is complex
Okay.
and nuanced.
Right.
There's always more to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and different schools of thought might have different interpretations.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a one-size-fits-all.
Right,
good.
exactly.
Mhm.
And that's why it's so important to be open to exploring and experimenting.
Yeah.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Right.
It's about finding what resonates with you.
Yeah, like personalize it.
Exactly.
Okay.
And that's a good reminder for our listeners.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to experiment and trust your intuition.
Good advice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a moment to like reflect on everything.
Okay.
And then we'll come back
Sounds good.
and share some final thoughts.
Yes.
Stay tuned. Okay, we are back.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, my mind is buzzing
Yeah.
with all these Feng Shui ideas.
I know, me too.
Like, I'm ready to go declutter and rearrange
Yes.
and, like add some color to my space.
Yeah.
But I also like what you were just saying about like finding what works best for you.
Right.
Like there's no need to turn your whole house upside down overnight.
Exactly. It's not about like being perfect.
Right.
It's about just like working with the energy
Yeah.
in a way that feels good and supports your intentions.
Yeah, making those conscious choices.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Like not just decorating on autopilot,
No,
but like actually thinking about how you want your space to feel
exactly.
and how you want it to function.
Yeah, and that really brings us back to that key takeaway from the article.
Okay.
Like Feng Shui is really about intentional living.
Yeah.
It's about aligning our spaces with how we want to feel
Mm.
and how we want to live our lives.
Yeah, it's almost like our homes can be a reflection of our inner world,
I love that.
And like help us cultivate the energy that we want.
Yeah.
Take that.
Okay, so I have a final thought for our listeners.
Okay.
Take a moment to just like observe your own environment.
Okay.
Like what elements are most prominent in your space? And then like how do those elements make you feel?
Yeah.
It's
a good little exercise.
It is. I'm like picturing my living room right now.
Right.
And I think I have maybe too much earth energy.
Oh, interesting.
Because there's so many like neutral tones and stuff.
Yeah.
Not enough like vibrant wood energy.
Got it.
To liven things up a little bit.
Well, now you have a starting point.
I do.
And remember, even if you only take away one thing from this whole deep dive, you can start applying Feng Shui principles today.
Yes.
It's all about making those conscious choices.
Right.
And creating a space that reflects who you are.
Yeah.
And what you want to bring into your life.
So true. Okay, well that wraps up our Feng Shui deep dive.
It does.
We hope you enjoyed it and feel inspired to, create a more harmonious and supportive space.
Yeah. For yourselves. Until next time, happy decorating.
Happy decorating!